consecrated to Our Lady and wears the scarf, including the present one. I'll be sure to some of you, including Pope Francis. Almost every pope you know are all consecrated to Our Lady, and we have been invested with the scapular. And then meditate on the words that the priest uses when he's investing the scapular. Investing with the scapular of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and he asks that you should wear this scapular without stain, and that may Our Lady of Mount Carmel crush the head of the ancient serpent at the hour of your death. Before the priest now wears it. So for all those who have a special devotion to the scapular, a special devotion to Our Lady of Mount Carmel, my own wife, her birthday is to the feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. For all those who have special connection or devotion to the scapular, one way or the other, we say happy feast day. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we'll be able to observe it liturgically because today is Sunday, but we can still on our own offer a rosary in honor of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. We can ask her for favors. We can recite the Floss Carmelic prayer, which is specially dedicated to Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Having said that, we continue our talk, reflecting again on the precious blood and how God has planned it right from the beginning. We take a special look at what happened in the case of some of the patriarchs. For instance, Noah, who was a very holy man, pleased God, discovered the art of winemaking. It was a gift from God to the Jews. Because when Adam and Eve were fallen, were living paradise, part of what they took with them was the fruit of the vine. As they were fallen, God had begun to make preparation for the salvation of man. They took it, they also took a branch of the olive tree. According to Blessed Catherine Marriage, because the crucifix, the cross on which Christ will later be crucified, will be carved out from an olive tree. So God inspired them to take a branch and then take fruit of the vine, and then the plant from which wheat is made for bread, in view of later making the unleavened bread for Holy Communion. They took all these things as they were falling, because immediately they fell, they sinned. It was like a lift going down. Started descending. And within a few hours, according to Catherine, paradise was up there somewhere near the sun. They had come down. And the first place they landed on earth was the Garden of Gethsemane. And that is why Christ had to start his bleeding to save us in a special way, because actually he started bleeding at the circumcision. According to Mary of Magdala, just like his mother, occasionally he wept bloody tears throughout his ministry, especially when he perceived, or when Our Lady perceived, that hardened sinners will be untouched by his word. It will be so hard that his word will not change them. But in a very special way, the sweating of blood started at the Garden of Gethsemane. It was not chosen by chance. It was chosen because that was where the two people whose sin he came to repair, and our own sins, that was where they landed on earth. Immediately they descended from paradise. So Christ being God knew that he had to go there and allow his sweat of blood to sanctify the earth. With time, with the coming of Noah, the trees they had planted, the trees they brought from paradise, had matured. And through inspiration, Noah was able to take the grapes and then walk on them, allow them to ferment. And behold, a new beverage was born. He was so happy with it that he had a kind of celebration. Father Mia Galabu wrote the book How Christ Said the First Man, said that the thing with wine is that it is non-addictive, unlike beer and all the rest. If you drink wine, you're not going to be so urged in the next few days to go looking for it. Noah had just discovered what will later be used, along with unleavened bread, for Holy Communion, for the celebration of Mass. He drank it and drank it excess, so he dozed off. The Dweller's Bible footnote said, you cannot ascribe mortal sin to him or drunkenness, you cannot say it's mortal sin because he never knew the consequences. This was something he just discovered, was just drinking it for soup, never knew it would make him drunk. But it seems to be mortal, you need to know it, you need to be aware of what it will cause, and then you now decide and go ahead and do it. So carelessly is left off. And the Bible said that his son, he had many sons, Cham, saw his nakedness and did what? Laughed at his nakedness. And then even invited his brothers to come and join him in the mock. The brothers came and rather covered their father. The Bible said they took a clothing, lifted his shoulder high, and walked backwards, not wanting to see their father's shame, and then covered him. That story you see there is very deep, just like the account of the eating of the forbidden fruit. That particular story is deeper than the narration that is there. There are many narrations about these interpretations, but one very crucial Catholic interpretation is that, for instance, Noah caused not Cham, but Cham's son, Canaan. He said, servant of servants shall you be. Not even a servant, but servant of servants shall you be. Catholic commentators have asked, for seeing his father's nakedness, probably by accident, could that be a reason why Noah will cause his grandson and all his children a cause he'll have to carry to the end of time? But this is a bit too much. You don't have to see of Allah like the blessed marriage, the land of forbidden fruit, is actually something that I have to do with the loss of the virginity of the two persons. But one or two or few districts have also been proved that it's even deeper than that. And it was more or less like incest. Because Eve came out from the bone of Adam. In other words, we were almost like brother and sisters. Blessed can never receive the issue that God has asked them to
In their innocence, they will wait for you for further explanation. Mankind was supposed to reproduce just the way a lady gave birth to an adult in a non-sexual manner. So some listeners have been told that besides the lost virginity of the two of them, that something like incest was involved because one person came out from the body of the other one, just like your brother or your sister. So a lot of these things are so deep that you need God's grace and help to understand them. In the case of Noah, Catholic commentators have said the seeing of his father's nakedness is something different. Because if you read Leviticus chapter 18, God said there that a man who sleeps with one of his father's wives had uncovered his father's nakedness. So that Noah drank much and was in his tent. The Hebrew word used for that particular tent sounded feminine. And had his wife there when Chan came. And that something beyond just removing clothing took place. And that's why he said, we will know I woke up and discovered what has happened. That's what the Bible says. So you have to pronounce the cause. It wasn't just that I saw him carelessly naked. The man gets angry and cursed. That would have been very, very. I'm sure it happens to some of you when you get careless and your child passes by and sees you. But that will not prompt you to pronounce curses. Amen. So these things are so deep. And look at, he could not curse the person who committed the crime. That was the direct song. Rather, he said, curse the Canaan. Canaan is the son of Chad. Servant of servants shall be. The descendants of Canaan were dwelling around Jerusalem as at the time of Christ. They continued the work of their father because they were the ones who removed our Lord's clothing to naked him for crucifixion. And that is why when we look at the current precious blood devotion, you see a prayer against the sin of the flesh. The second thing said, when the clothing was taken away, he said, oh, poor Jesus. He bent down to hide his shame. And I love some of you who dress in this time, who expose your lives, your arms, and different parts of your body. You are committing the same sin of charm and those who strike you in preparation for crucifixion. The Blessed Mother knew what they were about to do, so she prayed and cried to the eternal Father, do not allow him to be disgraced to the point of losing his clothing. In answer to her prayers, the man called Jonathan, a cousin of St. Joseph, ran to Calvary and threw another clothing on her Lord. He said, allow the poor man to clothe himself with this. That was the clothing our Lord managed to cover himself. And then God crucified. His original one shared by the servants. Amen. It was pain. It was pleasure, simple pleasure, that took Adam and Eve out of paradise and then closed the way to heaven. Before they sinned, the Blessed Testament, they said Adam had a mysterious, invisible highway road, spiritual, from his heart to heaven. And so every now and then God will come down and walk with them in the garden. But as immediately the sin was committed, that gate became closed, his heart. Gate to heaven. And it remained closed until the heart of our Lord was pierced on the cross by the Jews, reopening again the gate of salvation to mankind. So in this month, we have said before that July is the month the church set apart for devotion to the precious Lord. And that this devotion is as old as time. It should be there in God's mind. The first 9 days, I'm sure many of us took part in the novena, finished the first 9 days in honor of the 9th honor of angels. The second one finished yesterday in honor of the Blessed Trinity. The blessings that come with that one has to do with our Lady's protection and guidance. The last one begins on the 20th, and that is the 12th day novena for Israel. That is the whole world. We have appealed before. Use this July novena, especially this last one that is coming, to pray for the church. Use it to pray for the synod that is coming up in Rome, where same-sex marriage and female ordination are on the agenda. So many other things are there. But if you do not pray, then when Jesus finished talking about the reform of mass instruction, he said, woe to the generation that will allow all these things to happen. How do they allow it? By neglecting to pray. They read about it on their phones, they just say Nawak. And after Nawak, nothing happens. You ask the average Nigerian what is the meaning of Nawak, they will not be able to explain. We will read about it, the judgment bishops, they are now blessing same-sex marriage. We really read the same thing. Now why? It goes away. He wants to pray, he thinks only of himself. Lord, you see, I need money, I need children, I have to travel.